Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It is time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney. We're going to talk about Bob Iger's MasterClass. Now, I haven't seen ads for this in a while.
I have never seen them, but you know.
They were doing them quite a bit a couple of years ago. And they're like, hey, you can learn how to do everything that Disney's done and be successful in your own business. And there's their stock.
It's not updated, but the 52-week low was $79.75 before, and it's now under that. As of last 20 minutes, it dropped below $79.75.
Yeah, so you too can learn how to burn your company to the ground. You can burn an American institution to the ground. But the story here actually is that the office you saw in Bob Iger's MasterClass, this office right here, is not his actual office. It's a set. And they spent $100,000 replicating or trying to replicate his office.
So wait, $100,000. I mean, that's what it cost them to try to replicate. And they probably didn't even use they used probably fake facade books and stuff. And that kind of. So how much is stuff in this office really worth?
Oh, I'm sure he's got a lot of really expensive stuff. How much is that shower?
I was gonna say, is there a section on here about how to take showers in your office?
How to take showers in your office?
How to be Big Bob as opposed to Little Bob?
Oh my God. So. I will agree with him to some degree. If you're gonna do, you're gonna film this stuff. That's why you look at sitcom living rooms, and it's the whole fourth wall is gone, obviously, and the living room is laid out that you can film it. But if it was an actual house, it would be 3 times the size of what you're seeing on screen, just because of how massive. He
said that his real office wouldn't work for filming in there. It wasn't ideal for filming.
Well, that might be the case, but they spent $100,000. So we're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna talk about how MasterClass is cutting back on the expenses now. This is coming from the information, and everybody's talking about this. They're like, my God, they could have just put him in front of a green screen.
Why did he have to have his office? Why couldn't he just be on talking in a chair, another location that looks like a welcoming location or something?
Because you had to know it was Big Bob's. Big Bob's office.
Is a shower visible? Is it worth to pay the money? I mean, people might be buying it if you can see the shower in the background.
You see Jessica Rabbit coming out in a towel.
Well, I mean,
maybe Roger Rabbit. Who knows?
If the shower was visible, people might pay for it. But then they found out it wasn't his real office, so it's not the real shower, so they just didn't want it.
All right.
That's why it wasn't up to snuff, because the shower was in the way.
So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. If you do, you'll get a woohoo. This is coming from Insider. MasterClass spent $100,000 building a replica of Bob Iger's office in a conference room. This is one headline. In a conference room, because the Disney CEO's real office was too hard to film.
Well, they did it in a conference room. Why couldn't they just have him do the thing in the conference room? I mean, it's their money. I mean, they can spend $100,000 on stupid things that they want to. But I'm just wouldn't you be better served just putting him in spending a couple $1,000s to make it look a little nicer and putting him in a conference room as opposed to $100,000?
Yeah, right. So the information actually reported on this first.
Yes, I saw it a couple days ago, and we talked about covering it, but I was like, is it really worth a video? Neon says it is.
I think it's worth it just because it's
I don't necessarily agree, but
we'll see. We shall see. How many views will this video get?
Yeah.
MasterClass saw a surge in popularity.
What do I get if I win?
Gratitude. Back rub.
I get those anyway, but anyway, continue.
Some brushable hair. I will get you a new dolly that you can.
I want a pony. Okay,
I'll get you a pony.
If you win, I'll buy you a transformer. Okay.
You're going to do that for me anyway.
Probably.
Too many.
Let's go.
Okay. MasterClass saw a surge in popularity during the pandemic with its online video classes taught by. You're going to get me a headmaster. with online video classes taught by celebrities and experts, but subscriber growth has stalled since the lockdowns lifted. The company has halved its workforce to 300 over the last 18 months. This is
So they had to hack their workforce and lay people off, but they can spend $100,000 on a fake office.
That's a salary, even in wherever they're at.
I'm sorry I have to let you go, and you might lose your house. But I had to spend $100,000 to make Bob Iger happy that we made a pseudo office for him to film in.
Okay, so this is basically it, guys. This is everything right here, and this is everything we've talked about with tech imploding.
Oh yeah, this is this. Yeah.
Yep, over 13 months from May 2020, MasterClass raised $335 million in funding from investors that valued the company at $2.5 billion and gave it the capital to attract Martin Scorsese and Bill Clinton and Bob Iger to teach courses. The FTX founder filmed masterclasses on crypto. Unreleased. Holy hell, this is a disaster. Unreleased masterclasses on crypto. So, yeah, good thing. According to the information, the typical course costs around $1 million to film and edit, and on-location crews could sometimes involve as many as 70 people. It's probably true because it's all like professionally shot. I mean, you can't have like Martin Scorsese there.
$1 million for one episode.
I know.
I'm like, that's stupid.
But you can't have like Martin Scorsese on there and be like, yeah, we're going to use an iPhone 12 to film this.
Cost $1 million. I'm like, that's just stupid.
One class saw Iger teaching business strategy and leadership. The information set cost $850,000 minus the cost of hiring the Disney CEO.
They don't tell you how much he cost.
What he cost. MasterClass wanted to film Iger in his office at Disney's headquarters in Burbank, but the space was deemed to be a poor logistical fit for the set. That probably is true. Is his office Walt's old office?
I don't know. I don't know. That I also don't know. It's probably because I don't want you in my office filming because I have stuff in there you can't see.
Well,
like my shower.
Yeah, but no, just the logistics because you have to put the lighting and all that stuff in. You need a big space, and if it's not.
So we went to a conference room. How big was the conference room?
I don't know. The company decided.
You must have a tiny office.
You're not big, Bob, are you? The company decided to spend $100,000 building a replica of Iger's office in a conference room at the Disney complex, which the media conglomerate allowed MasterClass to use rent-free. Oh, that's good.
They think they have to pay rent to Disney, too.
In a statement shared with an insider, MasterClass said, like others, we have been focused on reducing costs and driving efficiency with our business. These actions have made MasterClass stronger financially and strategically. Costs are down and our teams continue to innovate in content format.
Costs are down because we laid off people, but we spent $100,000 on an office replica in a conference room. Well, here's an idea, MasterClass. I mean, you always have the MasterClass on business economics. You could have just filmed it in a room and made it look nice and then not spend $100,000.
It didn't have to. You could have just you could have picked any location. It didn't have to be his office, but they wanted him to look professional.
There's lots of places at Disney he could have filmed it in that, that would have been as good and people would have been as happy with.
Hey, Bob, get over there. Yeah, that's Walt's grave. Yeah, could you make a peace sign in front of Walt Disney's grave over there, Bob? We'll get that and we'll put that out. Yeah,
no, I don't think they're gonna do that.
Yeah. But yeah, so Disney didn't respond to insiders' request for comment. No, surprisingly they didn't. It's all coming crashing down though.
I mean, this isn't anything on Disney. This is MasterClass.
This is MasterClass being stupid.
Wait. MasterClass subscriber growth is stalled, prompting it to slash its headcount by half. They cut half their staff, but they paid $100,000 and $1 million per episode. Its courses are now shorter and simpler, with simpler sets and fewer A-list celebrity instructors. One recent lesson was led by a 16-year-old pickleball champion. Hey, MasterClass. You can just pay us a lot less. It costs way less to replicate our office, and we can tell companies like Disney how not to fuck up and waste a lot of money. Because they had listened to us months ago, they could have saved themselves lots of headache and lots of financial losses. And you can pay us to do that, and then you can charge the executives to take the class. Maybe they could save some money on their companies from stupid decisions.
In a break from the past, MasterClass is now outsourcing most of the work of filming and producing its flagship courses to third-party production companies, and it's decreased content creation cost by a third.
Are you serious? Pay them to learn how to do business, and they lay off half their staff because they were overspending and they were making dumbass decisions, like all these other companies.
Like all these tech companies are like, look at all this money we have. We can just do whatever.
You cannot.
So yeah, they say it used to take 3 to 5 days and $1 million to film and edit, and 70 people on set. Now they're saying that the average crew size is 43 people. That's still way too much. Like seriously, you can do like Skillshare or something, and people are filming their own shit on an iPhone or with a webcam. And you're probably getting more people.
How much did you pay the 16-year-old?
I don't know. Is he getting more than Bob Iger? That'd be hilarious.
I doubt it, but that'd be funny if he did.
The company used expensive promotions. Yeah, you could not watch a Disney-related video without seeing Bob Iger's face on there. Like, I'm Bob Iger. I ran the Disney company. This is before he came back, right? So like the Iger Masterclass is running as his book comes out about how awesome he thinks he is, as Chapek is driving everything into the ground.
Wait, MasterClass. Let's teach you how to do business. Listen to these dumbasses did.
Okay.
Listen to this, okay? They had several promotions, which you talked about, to bolster subscriber growth, including one that allowed people to get a full year of MasterClass, which is normally $120 for an annual subscription, for $1. According to 2 former employees, that offer resulted in hundreds of thousands of new subscribers in late 2020, but no revenue.
What?
But listen to MasterClass on how to do business, guys.
Okay, kids, here's what you're going to do. You're going to start a lemonade stand, and then you're going to give the lemonade away.
Okay, guys, here, I'm gonna save you time. How to Run a Business by Clownfish TV. Don't do this. And it's free. It's on YouTube. There you go.
Whatever they did,
Boom.
don't do it.
There you
my
go.
God. The company has shifted into cost-cutting mode. Over the last 18 months, it has cut the number of employees in half. Yeah, we see this. They're going to go out of business.
I think the idea is a good idea. I can see why it'd be worth $120 a year if you actually are having these people talking about things that you care about. Like, I really don't care what Bill Clinton has to say. I mean, what's he teaching? Which cigars are the best to use for certain things? But I'm just like, I can see it, if you wanted to learn some things from some big top executives. But paying $1 million an episode to create one episode with like one person and $100,000 to recreate Office is absolute dog shit stupidity.
Well, now they're saying what they're doing is basically selling YouTube videos. This is
Again, you can watch this one for free and learn what not to do.
Yeah, there are so many. And like, look, I'm not trying to throw shade at these companies. They're selling stuff, right? I know there's some out there.
I'm trying to throw shade at this company.
There are some that actually sell courses that are actually pretty decent.
I think it's a good idea in theory, yes. 100%.
It's a good idea in theory, but if you're competing with YouTube, and there are so many people that do YouTube tutorials so much better, and they're free, they're ad supported.
Company stock isn't like at a 52-week low.
Yeah, right. So they said over the last year, MasterClass has pivoted away from hours-long deep dives into single subjects into more entertainment-focused content. They said they're investing in bite-sized tune-in learning that consumers can balance with other demands of attention, like commutes. For example, one news series, GOAT, has released about a half dozen 15 to 20-minute episodes of subjects ranging from how to build an elaborate sandcastle to how to sharpen a knife.
Actually, these are probably these are probably things that people would be more inclined to tune into, things that are actually helpful, not how to more helpful content.
I would watch this. The creator of the self-ringing Miracle Mop taught one recent episode on innovation.
Yeah, no, see, that I think makes sense.
They said this is kind of like...
Did they pay $100,000 for a set, though?
I don't know. It has to look authentic. It has to look like Miracle Mop Inc.
Right.
Like,
it had
look
his
official.
Office, man.
Like, we've got a golden mop in the back, and yeah.
Meanwhile, MasterClass has had to contend with a bonanza of free education on how to do content from creators on YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms.
What?
Cleaning TikToks telling you how to get stuff clean are like crazy popular. I'm like, dang, I should be doing those because I'm like a master at cleaning things. I could be making a bank in views, but not money.
So I have heard that she's very good at cleaning. Get in the kitchen and clean. No, no, actually, I have heard from some people that work with companies that do this sort of thing, that the conversion rates aren't very high, and some of them are spending a lot of money on YouTube, and the conversion rates aren't high because you're competing with free. You're competing with free on TikTok and YouTube.
And there are people that are like masters of what they do, and a lot of people looking up things that they would use every day in their lives. You're more likely to have people tune into something that's an everyday issue than Bob Iger sitting in a 100,000 remake of his Office talking about something stupid like a Disney business that he's doing so well at.
Yeah, so this is just interesting. Now we're still watching the Disney stock go down. But yeah, I just, this is insane. So this just kind of highlights the excess, I think, in tech, and the fact that these people never thought that the gravy train, the temporary gravy train during the pandemic, and media consumption and tech consumption, all that it was ever going to end. They never thought it was going to end. Now Disney has to contend with it too. With Disney
this is also why we saw all these venture capital firms crashing.
Yes,
because they put money into this stupidity.
Yeah, right. So yeah, this is exactly why they crashed, because they're like, oh yeah, we can't really fit the one camera in Bob's office. Let's just build another one at Bob's office and $100,000. There you go. Just for and another $1 million to film the damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, $850,000.
Oh,
Not
it's
count.
only-
That's including the $100,000. But we don't know how much they paid him.
Well, they had
I'm sure
to.
it was more than $150,000.
They had to take a week of his time.
I'm sure it was a lot of money.
I'm sure it was a lot of money because Disney would have to be like, yeah, Bob's going to be busy doing this thing so how much is that going to take away from him running the, or he was already retired at that point, wasn't he?
No, it was 2020.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know.
Was it 2020?
Yeah, it was 2020.
No,
so.
he was still there.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
The beginning of 2020 was.
Yeah, but then he was also still there as the chairman of the board, and he was
That's
pretty
true.
much running everything.
Yeah, he was in charge.
Pretty much in charge the whole time, and what he's taught us. Here's what we learned from Bob. Okay, we learned there's a big Bob and he has a little Bob, and it's not his penis. We've also learned that he likes to shower a lot, and he likes showers in his office. We have also learned that he did not love Disney enough to put it above his own arrogance and the fact that he did everything he could to fight with Chapek to tank the company for his own personal gain because he was pissed and salty that he wasn't in charge anymore.
Salty.
Which is why he needs a shower. So anyway, that's what we've learned from Bob Iger, and you can get that all here for free. You don't have to pay $120 a year.
Gets everywhere. It's coarse and irritating, and it gets everywhere. All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.